Hey YouTube. I played the closed beta for 60 hours last week and got all classes to 25, which is the maximum level in the beta. Played hardcore with all of them as well, and here are my thoughts on class power levels. This was my first time playing the game. Since I'm a Barb main, I hopped onto the Barb and got him to level 25 first thing as the service permit. Having access to Frenzy and Whirlwind from the get-go was actually really nice. Coming from D2, it was actually refreshing to have AoE abilities like Whirlwind, Iron Maelstrom, and combat effective shouts like Challenging Shout that covers huge areas. The killing speed felt a little slow overall, and there were not a lot of mobility options. But since I had no other frame of reference, I thought it was fine. The legendaries I got were mainly for the Whirlwind spec as well, so I just kept doing what I was doing and feel the character power progression in a fairly consistent manner. The arsenal system that Barbarians have, which allows 4 weapons to be equipped at once, is the coolest thing for Barbs in any Diablo game, and the impact was apparent. Especially towards the end, using 3 legendaries that support Whirlwind, I felt like I was cruising. After doing all the strongholds, which are areas that are above your level and provide more challenging gameplay in comparison to the rest of the game, I retired the Barb and swapped to the Rogue. Twitch chat asked me to play ranged, so I went with a barrage build, which shoots out a lot of arrows in a cone formation. It is pretty good from range to clear rooms, and it is amazing to clear single targets since you can just shotgun them. With 2 mobility spells, Dash and Shadow Step, the run became incredibly smoother. I was in awe of how fast I was moving in and out of combat and was able to skip trash without consequences. Having access to the class specialization at level 15, I picked combo points, because it was a better fit for my build since Barrage was using a lot of energy. The caltrops were slowing the mobs down, and I was getting huge value out of Barrage. It took me around 6 hours without even trying to get to level 25 with Rogue, and I was not able to get any relevant legendaries during the run, which was night and day from the Barb experience. To recap, Rogue has everything: AoE, single target damage, mobility, unstoppable effects through Shadow Step, and did I mention mobility? Because Rogue has mobility. Finally, I swapped to Sork. I thought Rogue would be the best class among all 3 after playing it, but wow, I was wrong. Sork has everything that Rogue has: Hydra for single target, Chain Lightning or Fireball for AoE, Teleport for mobility, and it also has Frost Nova for CC and Deep Freeze for invulnerability. Also, they have access to a cheat death through their class specialization if you wanna feel comfortable playing hardcore. Sork is actually ridiculous. Was my smoothest playthrough, and I got to 25 in around 4 hours without even dying once. It is miles ahead of the other classes, and I can just hope that this is the case because we could only play up to level 25 and not gonna carry to the end game. I barely had any relevant legendaries, but everything just melted at all times, and I was zooming. To recap the whole thing, Sork is S tier, Rogue is A tier, and Barb is C tier in the beta. We will see how Necro and Druid will end up being this upcoming weekend, and I seriously recommend checking the game out if you can spare the time. I sincerely believe that this is the best game in the franchise so far, and I cannot wait to play it for years to come. Cheers YouTube, I'll see you all next time.